Nothing feeds your patient's spirit and encourages them more than giving them hope. Now, how do we do that? Well, hey there, it's Dr. Greg Miller. Today, we're going to spend some time talking about beliefs and how important that really is in who you are in your chiropractic office, and probably more particularly who you are for your patients. Because you see, everybody, chiropractor, has a belief when it comes to chiropractic. Now, inside of the profession, we kind of have defined those two different, that line and those two different things by materialism and vitalism. Chances are, if you're watching this video, some of you have a materialistic belief about chiropractic, and some of you have a vitalistic belief about chiropractic. The really amazing thing about that is, in the end, in your final moments of life, your body's going to move from life to death. It's going to move from warm to cold. It's going to go from moving to still. Period. End of story. Now, we can all believe that the life that exists in our body when we're alive, we can call that innate, we can call that the Holy Spirit, we can call that our soul. That's for a whole nother conversation and another video. But the reality of it is, your belief system won't matter very much when this happens. I think we can agree on that. But what about right now? What's important for us as chiropractors in a successful practice right now? And let's just get right to it. It's just not about you. It is about your patient. So we've got to find a way to make our beliefs a positive part of our patient's experience. Let me explain a little bit more what I mean about that. One of the things that absolutely feeds your patient's spirit. Now remember, I said it's not about you, it's about your patient and their experience in your office. So I'm going to do the very best that I can to kind of open that up a little bit to help you understand how important it really is for your patient to walk through the front door of your office and pause, perhaps, and go, man, there's something different about this place. We want to help you, and you need to create an atmosphere in your office that's welcoming. We've got to find a way to make your beliefs a positive part of your patient's experience. There has to be no conflict in that, right? So you have to be very clear, and you've probably watched videos already here recently about purpose and about identity, and now this one on beliefs, and then value. So those are all an important part of what the patient experiences in your office and under your care. Today specifically, we're going to talk about hope, because nothing feeds your patient's spirit and encourages them more than giving them hope. Now, how do we do that? How do we do that in our office? In an AMC office, or an office that is run with a system, there's going to be very specific steps in the protocols and in the procedures that allow your patient to have hope and to see a future with their condition. So many times, and you know this as well as I do, patients come in and they have absolutely lost hope. And you can sense it, you can feel it, you know when that's happening. Because see, we can't just treat the physical person. We must give them hope if we want to build a lifetime care practice. You can't build a lifetime care practice treating pain. And I know many of you that are out there, again, I'm not looking to step on any toes. I know many of you out there are stuck in a pain practice. You're in a practice where patients come in because they hurt and they leave when the pain is gone. And look, we're all guilty. If we have DC behind our name, we are all part of the problem in terms of training our patients incorrectly. As a profession, we have trained patients to believe that chiropractic is all about pain. So when you get a system into your office and when you begin to help them see that it is so much more than just pain, what does a lifetime of chiropractic look like, and why is that important for a patient? You've got to find a way to get that message across to them, because when you do that and you tell them and show them and help them see what a lifetime looks like of chiropractic, that's when they get hope. If we just treat patients' pain, then the patients are gone as soon as the pain is gone, and that's a burn-out practice. I talk to so many doctors almost on a daily basis that are tired. They feel like, maybe they're 10 years into practice and they feel like they are absolutely burnt out and don't have anything left to give their patients. And in many of those situations, those doctors are providing the kind of practice that I just described, where it's all based on pain. It's a headache, low back pain, neck pain practice. Our desire would be to help you find something very, very different from that. To do that, let me just give you a couple of pieces here. You must be authentic and create an authentic atmosphere in your office to give your patient hope. Authenticity, you can't fake authenticity, right? Your patients have an innate, just like you do, and they can sense and they can feel what's happening in your office, especially when it comes to the doctor. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. Do you understand the disastrous impact subluxations have on the lives of others? What happens if a patient walks into your office with a T2 subluxation that goes untreated? I remember one of my mentors in chiropractic. I remember he was giving a lecture over a weekend, and he was talking about patients that, if you were around somebody who was experiencing a heart attack, and how he believed that the process of doing CPR actually caused a correction, potentially a correction in the thoracic spine to throw life back into that nerve and hopefully kickstart that heart again. To the point that he said, look guys, doctors, if I'm up here teaching and I drop dead or drop of a heart attack, I want you guys to roll me over, find that subluxation and correct that before you do anything else. That's why he believes so strongly in the life-giving force, right, of an adjustment and reducing a subluxation. So that T2 subluxation, have you ever spent any time with a patient just looking at the physiology of that? Do you have a chart or a poster in your office that allows you to say, look, your subluxation, the pressure in your spine, the misalignment exists right here at T2, and show them on the poster, let the poster do the heavy lifting. Show them where that nerve goes. It goes to the heart. Does it go to the lungs? Does it go to the thyroid? Does it go to the bronchioles? Wherever it goes, there's a condition that can be very quickly tied back to that. You don't have to teach them the entire Guyton's manual, right, in one visit in the office, but you can begin the process of teaching them and showing them the value of chiropractic care. If you're materialistic, if you're vitalistic, both of those fall right in when it comes time to giving your patients hope. Just because subluxations are common does not make subluxations less dangerous. Create an atmosphere of hope that you will treat your patients and deliver health with each and every single adjustment. And one more thing, docs, you've got to teach and educate and make sure your staff believes that as well. Because you could have the biggest chiropractic heart and the most passion for your patients, but if your staff isn't on the process, and I'll be clear about that, they're not in the process of understanding what a subluxation is and what it means to go uncorrected, then they're not going to be a proper fit to the atmosphere that you're creating in your office. And again, that atmosphere of hope. So a couple of things that you can do to help with that. We like to do in the office, we have weekly meetings, daily meetings and weekly meetings. On the weekly meeting, we just take, depending on how many staff you have, maybe just assign the last new patient condition to each staff member. So somebody gets, the migraine headache, somebody gets the irritable bowel syndrome, whatever the condition is, and they go out and on the Googler and they research that condition. Find as much information as they can. What does it cost to treat that condition? What are typical medical approaches to treating that condition? Gather information, get together the next week and just share that. And then talk to them about that particular patient. Here's what we found chiropractically. Here's where the subluxation exists. Here's the changes that we're already seeing in this patient's condition. I promise you, Doc, if you do just that, your staff's value and your own value will go up tremendously, and you'll be one step closer to providing your patients with that hope that they so desperately deserve and that they're yearning for. You have to teach them, because society, the world we're living in, certainly doesn't understand it and doesn't know. Docs, I could go on about this for hours and hours, and probably have in the past. If you'd like some more information about who we are and how we teach all of this, just reach out. Thanks for joining us today. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified whenever we post new content. Check the description for more ways to get our content. If you'd like more information about AMC and how it might help your practice, reach out to us at www.amcfamily.com.